Home cooking, baby. Home cooking, baby. Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Zahraa. Welcome back. It's been a year and a half since I've uploaded my last YouTube video, and there's been so much that I've wanted to share and I've wanted to film, but I feel like life is very different since I last came and did a video, since I last came here and talked to you guys. Obviously, so many life updates. I'm going to be dividing this video into like a few different parts. So talking about my life updates first, and then about my very big revealing secret that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with, and just a few of some of my opinions. So I hope that this video is not too long. I kind of want to keep it direct and straight to the point. I do plan, inshallah, on filming some more content, some more videos for YouTube that serve a purpose. And I need you guys to work with me on that. So I'll come out and just state the obvious. Alhamdulillah, I am now happily married after being divorced for many years. I'm married to Navid Ali, my husband. He's Pakistani, and I think I'm gonna do like a little Q&A session between me and him, but I feel like right now, just given the way that the world is, I don't find it appropriate, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in this video. So I'm married and I have a baby girl, Maryam. She's the cutest thing in the whole world. She's brightened up everybody's life, subhanallah. Like, she was a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to me and David, even though we both didn't want to have kids. She just sneezed. And we usually say that when somebody sneezes and you're saying something, that Allah's showing that there's truth in it. I'm not sure if it's a hadith, but it's just something Lebanese people say. So, Maryam's here in the back. I really didn't have time to film at home, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna film in my car. I'm gonna like make time for it. So lots to talk about this past year, inshallah, that I'll discuss in like another video. But you could probably tell from my voice that I'm not very excited or very smiley or happy like my usual content. And I'll be very upright and I'll be very honest. I, amongst many of us, have had the most difficult year and a little bit when it comes to the war on Gaza and now the war on Lebanon. It's with a heavy heart to talk about this and to witness the atrocities and the ethnic cleansing of people, babies, women, innocent people that are being killed every single day. I think that a lot of us are in the same boat when it comes to witnessing everything and being on the right side of history, and understanding that our people are being killed and ethnically cleansed simply for being natives of that land. Every day you tell yourself it can't get worse than this, and it just gets worse and worse. I think that with everything that we have seen and witnessed, and I'm talking about myself first, seeing everything on social media, all of the footage of dead children, beheaded people, burned bodies, homes being destructed, famine, intentionally starving people, and all of these things are all acts of terror. They are all against human rights, and all of these things have really affected my mental health in a very bad way. And I'm sure a lot of us are in the same boat, and I don't think that I have the ability to come on here and smile with an open heart or laugh with an open heart. I questioned a lot of my choices previously, and I questioned a lot about what my future holds and what my children hold, and really what my legacy is going to be with the platforms that I have, with everything that I've built over the past almost 6 years. And I asked myself, you know, does content surrounding lifestyle or fashion or beauty or things that are just really not that important, is that important in this time, in this moment right now? And the answer is no. It really does not matter. And I feel heavily inclined to be campaigning, to be speaking up. And if you follow me on Instagram, where I'm most heavily posting and reposting content and sharing lots of news, that's where I'm using my platform to share everything that's going on in the world to the people of Palestine and now to the people of Lebanon. And for some of you that may not know, I am Lebanese myself, and I have family that is currently affected by the war on Lebanon. I have family that is displaced. I have family that does not have money. I have family that lost their jobs, their businesses, their homes, their education, and they are now fleeing. Some people don't have homes. Some people are welcome in some homes. Some people are renting homes. And it's a very difficult, very, very difficult time for my country. And just like it's a very difficult time for the people of Gaza and for all of Palestine, you know. But most importantly, the people of Gaza, seeing what they've been suffering. And now the same atrocities are happening on my people. And it's just with a heavy heart that I have to, you know, see these things and witness these things and just pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to end all the suffering and to prevail justice to the world. And really that's all that we can do is pray. And I just felt like, you know what, it really isn't important for me to share things that don't advance me forward, don't advance you forward. And so I just had to take a step back and just pause and just try to, you know, focus on what I think matters most. And the first thing that I can think about is my family, my children. If I die, you know, what are they going to do? Are they going to carry the same beliefs that I have? Are they going to instill the same love for Islam, for our lands, like my parents did with me? Because growing up, my dad made sure that me and my sisters and my brother, we went to Lebanon many, many times, and for long, long summers to keep us attached to our language, to our people, to our food, to our religion, to our soil, to our homes. Because at the end of the day, although we are happy to be living in America, we are sad to see what's happening to our countries. And my dad wanted to make sure that no matter what, I want my daughters to learn that this is their country, that this is their identity first. And those are the types of things that I want to instill in my children. And this kind of brings me to the next thing, which is my move and leave of California after 5 years. I've been in California like back and forth since 2014. I came for a year and a half, left, came back in 2019. And I thought I was never going to leave California. I'll be very honest, because I started, you know, vlogging here. I started my social media here. I've seen so much growth as a person here. I've met some amazing people here. And I started Zahraa the label here. And my company's headquartered here, my design team, my warehousing, everything is like here. So it was extremely challenging for me to ever think about leaving California. But more than ever, this past year, I've really sat down with my thoughts, talked with my husband, talked with my family, and especially now seeing what's happening to my country, I feel that it's really critical for me to move back to the city where I was born, which is Dearborn, Michigan. And for those of you that don't know, Dearborn is the largest Arab American population in the United States. And my parents, you know, when they immigrated here in the late 80s, they established our family there, and our entire family is there. There's a large group of masajid, there's so many mosques, so much halal food. There's a community that will support my children's identities, support their grounding to their belief, to their identity, as I just mentioned, to their roots, to their country, and for justice, more importantly. And I felt like, you know, California, although it's beautiful, although the sun is always shining, although there's palm trees and the beach, Pacific Ocean is like 15 minutes away from where I live, I felt like all of that didn't matter to me. That I do not regret 5 years, 10 years down the line that my kids became lost living in California. And so ultimately there's a sacrifice, which in my opinion is the greatest sacrifice that any parent can do, which is ensuring that their children are raised appropriately, are in an environment that supports them in every single way possible. And I think that for the first time in my life, I feel clear. I feel like I have a clear vision of what I want my future to be. And I don't think that California suits that right now. And there's so many reasons that, you know, go behind my decision, me and my husband. But most importantly, we are Shia Muslims. And being Shia in the world today is very difficult. And I'll say this up front, and you know, it might be a difficult conversation to have because people have different political views. But at the end of the day, if you really think about it, the only group of people standing currently in the face of the Israeli occupation is the Shia. Whether you disagree or you agree, this is the truth. You know, The Shia have always took the stance against injustice. This is from the time of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, when he resisted to bow down to Yazid ibn Muawiyah. And this is our whole lineage, standing against tyranny, standing against injustice. And I don't think that the community here, the Muslim community here in Orange County, California, will support my children. And this is not to talk about specific masajid or anything like that. I think that the community itself as a whole lacks support for the youth that identify as Shia Muslims. So that led me to really think about the identity of being Shia and the identity of being Lebanese. And there was, a few hiccups this past few months since the war on Lebanon by the Israeli occupation that happened in their school, in which I didn't feel we were welcomed enough. And I said, there's no way I can stay here and support this school. So I told my husband, it's time for us to make that choice. It's time for us to really think about the future for our kids. And alhamdulillah, I asked Allah to guide us. We did istikhara, and our hearts feel very confident in this move. And I have a big feeling in my heart that when you sacrifice for the sake of religion and for the sake of your children, for them and their future and their children to submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah will bless you. I undoubtedly believe this 100%, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to bless me and support me in every single way possible to ensure that this process is as smooth sailing as possible. Because there's going to be lots of sacrifices for my business. And I know that, because moving is not easy, reestablishing, hiring new people, this is very difficult. But I'm willing to do that. And I'm willing to let everything go in my life to make sure that my children, Hassan, Batul, and now baby Maryam, who's turning 8 months this month, is grounded on the identity of being a Shia, of being a Muslim, and being a person of color who is from Lebanon, and my daughter half Pakistani. So I need to make sure that they are supported on that. And so we have made the decision to move, and inshallah, exciting content and things like that, inshallah, will come about. But I think that currently in this moment, as I speak to you, this is kind of the reality of the situation of how I feel. I mean, literally talking to you guys, my phone does not stop ringing with atrocities in Lebanon, atrocities in Gaza, videos, footage, photos, destruction. I mean, it's terrible. And how can I be in a good mood? How can you be in a good mood? Somebody who has a clear conscience, somebody who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put mercy in their hearts for these people, and who Allah has instilled justice in the heart of the believers. How can we see it otherwise? So I just kind of wanted to share that. And of course, I do want to establish one thing before some people get antsy in the comments. Governments and people are two different things. For instance, you look at the government of Jordan, the government of the UAE, the government of Egypt. These are terrible governments. These are very terrible governments. Governments of Saudi Arabia. These are people who shake hands with Zionists. They are people who shake hands with Israeli aggressors and who supply, help, assist, stay quiet when it comes to what is happening to the world, the injustices happening to our people. And those governments are Sunni governments. They are not Shia governments. And I want you to understand the difference. Sunni and Shia, more than now, we should be uniting as people, as citizens, and we should take one stance, one march, one path, which is that towards justice. And alhamdulillah, I believe all of you watching, the majority of you will agree with me on that. And there's no way that I would ever talk about being Shia and supporting Shia by causing any separation or favoring one side over the other. I am proud, very proud to be who I am, very proud to be a follower of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, extremely proud, more than you can ever imagine, especially during these times. But at the same time, I stand hand in hand with my Sunni brothers, with my Christian brothers, with my Jewish brothers, every single person who is standing in the face of Zionism. We are all on the same side. We stand hand in hand in the face of the aggressor, in the face of injustice. We take the march of justice together, and we stand for what's right. And believe me when I tell you, I've never had a clearer vision in my life more than the past 2 months of what I want my future to be like, what I want it to look like. Mariam's getting antsy. I'm stopping the car. You guys can hear her. She's crying. I love you all very much. Thank you so much for being on my channel. And inshallah, stay tuned for more videos and let me know what you want to see next. I do plan, inshallah, on having more consistent vlogs. I promise. Inshallah, I'm going to do my best. I do want to film the moving part, us getting a house, inshallah. So much to share, and that I want you guys to be a part of it. It is in my agenda to start posting content again, and I would really love your support. Thank you so much, and assalamu alaikum.